Today, I'm going to be sharing the top techniques on what you should be doing every game in order to maximize your loot while saving you time. My name is Parsec and this is my fourth video in my Apex Legends Tips and Tricks playlist. I'll provide a link to the first video in the playlist in the description below. But today I'll be sharing the best practices for gathering as much loot as fast as possible. Be sure to watch till the end, as I don't think a lot of people will know about tip number 5. Now let's jump into it. Tip number 1 for you guys today is to know what items you have and what items you are currently looking for. This could be as simple as needing a backpack to knowing that you have a gray armor and looking for an upgrade. When you first drop in, you are looking for any and all loot, but as you acquire more and more kills, you acquire more and more loot. It is important to know what you have on your legend at all times. Keeping an eye on your meds, ammo, and attachments will help you know what items you are still missing. Checking your inventory throughout the game will update you on the items that you have picked up and will give you a better understanding on where you are at in your loadout. Then, you can use this information to gather upgraded items you need after you have completed more and more fights. You can also use Apex Legends' great pinging system to recruit your teammates for helping you find your items as well. Letting them know that you are looking for ammo or a skull piercer is a great way to beef up your guns without taking the time out of your looting process. Now, tip number 2 is one that requires a little more awareness while you're playing in-game. That is to know what your enemies have on their bodies before you loot them. Now, what I mean by this is knowing their guns, armor, and any utility they may or may not have. When you get into a fight with an enemy and realize they have a blue armor while you only have gray, you should make a mental note that once you and your teammates down that player to go retrieve that armor. Knowing what your enemy has on their body before you loot them will help you increase your looting speed while ensuring you don't miss out on anything. Keeping the mental notes mid-fight can be hard, but it's something that you can work on improving. I try to call out to my teammates when someone has better armor than me to help focus down that enemy. That allows me to get help with the kill and know which enemy has loot I am looking for right after the fight. Saying out loud that a legend has blue armor will help you with your mental notes and will allow you to remember more easily once the fight has ended. The third tip I have for you guys today is to know your desired loadout in-game. Now, I know that you won't get your dream loadout every time. However, you should keep in mind what you want and what you don't need. For example, I am fairly flexible with the guns I use, but know that I want at most 6 band-aids, 6 shield cells, and at least 2 grenades. This allows me to loot people easier because I know what meds or utility I have or need after the fight is over. Going up to a body and only looking for 2 grenades and shield batteries will save you a ton of time, while also getting you the loot that you need without holding items you don't. You can also use this tip for your favorite guns or whole loadout. Going into the game, knowing that you won a R301 and a Peacekeeper, will allow you to focus on that loot alone. You can move forward in the game, knowing that you are still missing a desired gun, or if you have a full set, just keep your eye on the ammo count. My fourth tip for looting like the pros is to spam everything. When it comes to looting, you can always drop items you don't need, or keep a mental note of items you don't want. However, if you run up to a body and max out all the stacks you already have in your backpack, this will ensure that you are filled to the max capacity while also having useful items within your inventory. Making sure that you are capped on all items within your inventory will guarantee that your loadout is up to par with your own standards and ensure that you never run out of loot. I know this may seem like common sense, but the amount of times I see people looking at each attachment, gear, or grenade when looting a body is insane. Using the previous tips and this one will give you the most loot in the least amount of time, as you'll be searching for what you need and capping out everything you already have. Also, you don't want to worry about picking up too much, because you can always drop items and ping them for your teammates. This just gives you first dibs on a lot of the loot available to your team, allowing you to carry them harder. The fifth and final tip is one that I don't think a lot of people know about. When looting, you should try and pick up their backpack or other gear item first to enable other loot to show. What I mean by this is when you finish up a kill and notice they have better armor, and they happen to have a better backpack, you actually have to select the backpack before the body and knockdown shield will appear in the gear section. So, when going to loot somebody quickly, selecting their backpack first will give you access to all their shields within their kit. I will be showing a clip on screen right now to demonstrate what I mean. I don't think this is intentional, as it seems to happen at random, but it's something to keep in mind if at first you are not seeing the enemy shields. This seems to be a bug in the game, in my opinion, so hopefully it'll be patched in the future. But knowing that you will have to select some loot before finding shields is incredibly important in looting quickly. Well, those are my 5 tips for you to start looting like the pros in Apex Legends. Did the 5th one surprise you? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video if you found any of the tips useful, and let me know in the comment section below what tip you found to be the most helpful. Subscribe for more content like this in the future, as I'll be providing you all with more tips and tricks for taking your Apex Legends game to the next level. Thank you all for watching till the end, and I'll see you next time.